St. Anne's horizon might hold the sunrise I've been yearning for.
What's up, everybody? It's Rob from the Stage Tower, and we are back with part 2 of my thoughts concerning the Skull and Bones open beta. Kind of my thoughts, impressions of the first kind of introduction to play the game. So if you haven't seen the first part, I'll post a link to that here on the video. This is the second part, and then I will probably show some basic clips of my streams playing to kind of give you guys some more content as well. Again, I did put some of this offline, so it wasn't streamed or recorded, but overall this is more of my thoughts and impressions. Now, I would like to see more of this personally, like actually going on to ships. Maybe there's some story missions, some quests that can actually do that. It would be a nice touch to kind of see more unique places. That would be nice. This part here, I don't quite understand why they give us these cannons. I'll be perfectly frank. They give us these cannons to shoot, and you can kind of see you have targets. I think it's just to like practice, if I had to guess, because there's no point to any of this. If there is, let me know again. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm pretty sure this is just target practice. But in fact, I think you can use these to possibly even shoot the sharks. I know I've shot some sharks in my actual ship. You do get some shark meat. The shark skin is ruined, however, so unfortunate. But we're finishing up, so in case you guys were watching, this is kind of actually going into the shipwreck to get the information and the items that the previous guy kind of told us to get. So that's where we are storyline wise for this part. Now I'll kind of pause for a bit, let this play out. As is classic in any game, you always get that kind of that letter of the marquee, that kind of official letter that indicates you as a pirate. The spyglass is very important. It's probably one of the most important tools you get in this game, and it does let you zoom in and look at ships, and pretty much the spyglass is how you inspect other ships to see, you know, what level they are, what ship they are, what loot they have. So it's an important thing, and you can actually upgrade the spyglass to get additional zoom levels so you can zoom even closer. So that's really a big thing, and may not be realistic potentially. I'll be frank, you know, if you haven't seen it, this game does have some parts of it that may not be super realistic, you know, like there's torpedoes, and I think the first season pass boss has like poison mines and like poison bombs. You know, stuff like that isn't realistic, but it looks good enough and close enough that we can kind of get away with just suspending our reality, kind of, you know, that suspension of disbelief. Again, I don't know why this cutscene always looks so bad with these two. I do not know why, but I think it's just her. I think the model for her isn't the greatest, and it's strange because they do use her for kind of your first mate, really, which is a bit strange. You would think that they would make the model a bit better in that sense. So here we are. We're gonna kind of go and explore and head over to St. Anne. It's a bit of a trek, so I'm not gonna show you the whole journey kind of deal. As well as me just kind of going around picking up loot, gathering more resources. Now that I've got a bit more of the hang of it, I've been able to kind of get my way through it. And here we are, the official opening of the game. I'll be quiet. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like that looked okay. That was pretty good. Like it was an interesting look at different views, different places, different sceneries, and I'm hoping to expand and build on that. Now, this is St. Anne's, and St. Anne's is essentially going to be your pirate hub for the game, for most of the game. Like this is your home base, and as you can see, just again aside for you can see my guy's got himself a chin. Like he has had a lot of fish because he is quite chunky. But St. Anne's is your hub where you'll be building, upgrading, trading, getting story missions, the whole 9 yards. This is going to be your main area. Now, I believe, I don't know if there's talks of other pirate hubs out there. I know there's kind of this Helm Lord endgame thing where you can get different cities and get different like resources from like taking over areas, but we'll see. The good thing is this game does have fast travel, and I think when you get to the end point, you kind of you don't mind paying the cost for the fast travel, because if you're halfway across the ocean, you're not going to spend 40 minutes, sailing back. This kind of bit, the reason why I'm talking over this cutscene is it's a very kind of basic, generic cutscene, to be frank. This kind of, you're the new guy that just kind of pulled up, all these kind of people hanging out by the docks, think they're better than you, think that you're nothing, essentially. So that's just them. But we're kind of starting our quest, so to speak, and we're going to meet our kind of main story NPC, if you will, in a bit, in John Skurlock, the kind of the quote-unquote Pirate King. The bounty board that you just saw is available later on. It's not available when you first begin the game. You unlock it as you progress, and the bounty board has like higher level bounty missions where you're gonna have to go and fight and take down these bigger, more dangerous ships. The mailbox, it's key note, check the mailbox after every time you level up in Infamy, because you always get free stuff. Don't forget about that. And here we have the warehouse. The warehouse is your storage. This is generally where you're going to store all your supplies, your commodity, anything that you don't want to have on your ship will be put in here. There are places you can access this storage in other areas. Don't ask me how that logistically works, or in-game works. How if you touch a cache over in this one island, you can get access to the same ones. But that's helpful when you have a lot, like some loot or resources that you've gathered, and you want to kind of dump it off, so it's not weighing down your ship. So this is the John Scarlock. I'm just gonna let this kind of cutscene play out for a bit and not interrupt it, because, like I said, Scarlock is kind of the main NPC you really talk to.
Get it done, or never show your ugly mug again. You useless git. The British wrecked my ship, sank my cargo, but shut you out. Hope you're not worthless. I really needed those goods. You see, this port rises on Julian's patronage. And that merchant's so rich he pisses liquid gold. All I receive is a letter. That fucker wipes his ass to smear my face. I send a full haul of goods, and his demands triple. I'll need more captains.
So as you can see, I'm going to start talking about this point just because I want to give some of my thoughts still. That I do feel like Scarlock's voice work is better than your crew. And my only complaint with Scarlock would be that I feel like he's not as intimidating of a pirate king as I would have liked. But he's kind of like this pirate lord that kind of rules this port. Now, as I mentioned, he gives you most of your story missions and kind of helps you build up your initial foundations and kind of sets you on your way to being a proper pirate. So, he does his job, is what I'm basically saying there. Now, infamy, as it just kind of mentions on the screen, is the idea of almost level of reputation. As your infamy grows, you unlock better items, better ships, better missions, and so forth. Now, that's always a good thing to kind of see, and you can going through the menu to kind of see what your infamy level is. Now, I kind of went through the kind of construction area for this place, and the construction area has a bunch of like being a blacksmith, refinery, forge, all these different vendors that essentially can craft you new things or buy and sell you particular items. So the shipwright, this is the one who's going to give you your first ship, essentially. Now, you do need to get the resources to craft the ship, and you do need to find what's very important about this game, for all items really, are blueprints. You need to find the blueprints for items, for either be it for a ship, be it for a weapon, be it for a weapon upgrade, be it for furniture, what have you. The blueprint can help you craft the item. So be on the lookout for those. They do give you hints where you can find them. I'll just be perfectly frank. What I did was, if I ever was sailing around, I found an outpost, I generally try to buy whatever blueprints I could find at the outpost, just so that I have them, especially if I stumbled upon blueprints for a weapon or blueprints for a ship. Those were key grabs in my opinion. So this the vendor over here that I'm gonna come up to he's the one that crafts your tools. So he crafts your saw, kind of your axe, your pick, and your crowbar and spyglass. So essentially these are tools that you use to harvest resources while you're out on sea for the most part, and they all, except for the spyglass, essentially all a minigame, which you've probably seen in people's reviews. it's kind of weird that they kind of make you do this little mini game as opposed to getting off your ship to actually harvest it, or having your crew like physically go down and harvest it. It's kind of strange how they did that, but again, the focus was on the ship, not on the other stuff. The only thing I will say about the mini games that can be a bit weird is at first you don't realize the mini games, because sometimes you'll press the button to harvest it, it'll like stop your ship cold, and then you have to like get this mini game, and if you're not, you may miss the first tick of it if you're not paying close attention to it. So that's something you got to keep in mind. Now this is kind of nearing the end bit of, kind of fully exploring the game, and this is me after getting the resources I needed to build the ship. So overall, I think this game is an okay game. I think it has definite big promise. I'm looking forward to play a lot more of it and to show a lot more of it to you guys as well. What were your guys' thoughts on this game? I'm definitely curious to hear about that. Post that in the comments down below. Let me know. I would love to hear that. And while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more Skull and Bones content. And I'm going to leave you guys with the kind of cool opening, not opening, but the kind of the crafting for the first ship. I think it's a really cool thing because it kind of cements you finally as this, as having a proper ship, because the Dow that you first get doesn't have any weapons on it. So there's one point I cut it out from the video where I tried to attack a merchant with it, and I was just throwing a spear at it. They had cannons, I had a spear. Quickly realized that was a mistake. So that being said, I'm gonna look around, and I will show a kind of explore more of the ships. Again, I'm not master like perfect, but this is the first ship you can build, and trust me, you will see a lot of people using this ship, a lot of them. So it's a good DPS ship. It's it's not bad. I used it for quite a bit. I'm still trying to figure out what ship I want to use. I think I ended the beta on the Hulk, trying out the tank ship just to see how that one felt. But overall, I think this game is actually a lot of fun. I enjoy my time there. And this is the cutscene for building a ship. And there you go. There's my first ship for kind of the game that you actually get for yourself. And it's nice to let you kind of, move your resources and everything to this new ship. So be sure to follow this channel for more Skull and Bone content. I look forward to seeing you guys in other videos. Thank you.